All right, we got a couple days before we take our test. So that's basically what we'll be doing is we're going to be reviewing for this cluster 3 test. So what I wanted to do, since there's a chance the same standards are going to be on the end of the cluster test as they were for the middle one, I wanted to go over the problems as a 6th grade here that we did the worst on from the mid-cluster test. So the first one, we got motorcycle can go 50 miles using 1 gallon of gas. About how many gallons of gas will be used to go 150 kilometers? So look, if this 50 was kilometers, all you would have to do is take the 150 kilometers and divide it by 50, and that would tell you 3 gallons of gas. It's not kilometers though. So what we have to do first is change it so they match. We could either change the miles or we could change the kilometers. I'm just going to change the miles because the miles came first in the problem. So if you remember, right there, what we have is we have 1 mile, and that's 1.6 kilometers. I'm given 50 miles, so we got to make a match. Remember, these aren't percentage ones anymore, so we're not using 100. We only use 100 with the percentage problems. So when we cross multiply, we divide 80, and since it matches, that is 80 kilometers. All right, not the answer. It was multiple choice, wasn't one of the choices anyhow. So now what we do is, like I said at the beginning, if they were the same, we could just divide. So we take the 150 and we divide by 80. And you get 1.875. Right there, the answer choices were whole numbers, so that's about 2. Okay? We had done a few of those like that. Some of y'all did well with that one and got it right, but for the whole 6th grade, you can see 44% got that one right. So that was a little tougher for the grade. All right, this one was just 48%, but it was a different sort of problem. So go ahead and get an answer for this. Give it a try. She said 3.5 hours. That works. You got beaded necklaces, 5 minutes. Then you've got, we're trying to make 12 beaded necklaces. With this proportion right here, when you cross multiply, when you divide, we get 210 minutes. The problem was, I think, for some of y'all, One of the answer choices was 2 hours, 10 minutes. And I think a lot of you saw, oh, I got that. That's the same as that. It's not. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. So one of the easiest ways to do this, one, you can divide by 60, and that gives you 3.5 hours. The problem with that is some of y'all don't seem to realize like the 0.5 is 30 minutes. The other thing you can do is once you have that 200, subtract 60. That's 1 hour, right? So that gives you 150. Subtract 60, there's another hour. That gives you 90. Subtract 60. That gives you 30. We can't subtract 60 from 30, but I subtracted 1, 2, 3 hours, and what's left is 30 minutes. So it'd be 3 hours, 30 minutes. That makes sense? If you know that 0.5 of an hour is 30 minutes, that's even better. That's easier or quicker. Okay? Everybody clear why it's not 2 hours, 10 minutes? If you got 210, you at least set up the problem, did it correctly. You just got kind of tricked by the answer choices. A bit better on this one. This one was actually over half. We were at 52%. So what it is looking for is the cost to buy 5 1-gallon buckets of paint. If you kind of follow, that's not what that was supposed to do. You can see the line going somewhere right around there. And it's maybe 120, maybe a little bit above. We can't tell exactly, though, by guessing like that, can we? Those answer choices are close enough, that doesn't help us. So what we want to do, really, is we need to figure out the cost for 1 bucket. What you want to do, use a point that's on a corner. The reason we use the corner is that gives us exact numbers. We got a y value of 100, x value of 4. And what you do is you take that y value and you divide by the x value. And that gives us 25. That is the cost of 1 bucket of paint. We're buying 5, so all we have to do is multiply that by 5. 25 times 5, yeah, it gives us 125. All right, our line, it was debatable where that would have been if you would have guessed based on that. But it's y divided by x to get the unit rate, and then you can just multiply that by the number of buckets in this case. And one last one. Go ahead and give that one a try. Make some chocolate shakes. All right, who's got it? 72 is correct. So here's how this works. Each shake uses 1/4 of a cup of milk. She is making 36 shakes. So if you do 1/4 times 36, that means she is using 9, I ran out of room, cups. Yeah, it's asking for ounces, so then we have to take right there and make our proportions. So we got 8 cups, or 1 cup for 8 ounces. And we got the 9 cups. So when you cross multiply, divide, we get 72 ounces. All right, any questions on that one? As I said, those were the 4 ones that we did the worst on the mid-unit test. Those were the only 4 that were under 60%, so that's not too bad, I guess, that we only had 4 of them. That same stuff could be on the end of unit test.